Hey guys, Erneve Kitchen here, and today we're just going to go over what you need to do prior to having any type of gastric surgery. I am going to speak specifically into the gastric sleeve since that is what I will be having. I will be having my surgery on July 3rd, 2018 with Dr. Lee Schmidt at Alabama Weight Loss in Birmingham, Alabama at St. Vincent Hospital. So, um, with Dr. Schmidt, he requires a 7-day full liquid diet prior to surgery, and I would have done an 8-day full liquid diet because I started my liquid diet a day early, simply because we had just come back from out of town. And I said, if I'm going to go ahead and start, I might as well start today versus, one more day and then getting into it. So I just chose to start one day earlier. The reason for the liquid diet is because it's really to shrink your liver so that when the doctor operates on your stomach, when he moves the liver out of the way, there's not a lot of, the liver is not taking up a lot of space. So that's the main reason for it. Also, you do lose a lot of weight while you're on this full liquid diet, and losing weight prior to surgery is always a good thing. It helps with any complications that might occur. A full liquid diet is definitely not something that you should be doing just to do it, because yes, you do lose a lot of weight. However, the weight is not substantial weight. It will come right back the moment that you eat regular. So being on a full liquid diet is not necessarily a good thing. And when you are on a full liquid diet, it definitely needs to be a diet that's monitored by a doctor. So don't say, well, hey, I can do a full liquid diet and I'm going to lose such and such pounds. You will gain the weight back, and it's not true fat that you're losing. You may even be losing muscle. With that, you really need to make sure that if you go on a full liquid diet, that it's for a purpose and that it is definitely prescribed and monitored by your physician. So the purpose of the diet, again, is to shrink the liver, and it is being monitored by my doctor, Dr. Schmidt. We had to do a nutrition class to even discuss everything about the full liquid diet, and everything that it entails. So again, it's definitely not something you just want to do on your own. So with that being said, being on the full liquid diet, my surgery is this Tuesday. Today is Sunday. So I've been on the full liquid diet for about 7 days. Tomorrow I have to do a clear liquid diet for the whole day, which is a day prior to surgery. And then I will be on that clear liquid diet for a total of 6 days. So from the day before surgery and the day of and after, I will be on the clear liquid diet for about 6 days. But let's first talk about the full liquid diet. So the full liquid diet is just one step above the clear liquid diet. In the full liquid diet, you're allowed to have creamy soups. You're allowed to have sugar-free jello pudding, milk, fat-free milk, almond milk, or skim milk, or whatever milk that you decide. I think it does have to be a fat-free milk though. You can have, let's see, let me look at this because it's not much. But on the full liquid diet, you can have everything in the clear liquid diet, and you can add the sugar-free pudding, V8 splash, tomato soup, fat-free milk, unsweetened almond milk, soy milk, carnation instant breakfast with the no sugar added option, mixed with some type of fat-free milk. And then you can have protein supplements on the full liquid diet. Now, his guidelines for the full liquid diet is you can use any high protein, low sugar supplement drink that meets the following guideline. Protein can have no more, or your drink can have no more than 15 grams of total carbohydrates, no more than 5 grams of total fat, and it must have 15 grams of protein per 100 calories. So when you look at the Premier Protein, it meets all of those qualifications. Okay, and it's really the best one that meets all of those qualifications. Um, and it's a really good protein. So it's kind of like that too good to be true because it tastes really good. It comes in a whole bunch of different options. It's not crazy expensive. You can get a case of it at Sam's. And Sam's also has a generic version of Premier Protein, so you can even get it at a cheaper value. But it's a really good protein and it tastes really good. So there's chocolate, there's caramel. I love the caramel one. There's cookies and cream. There's a peanut butter one. They have different strawberry. I think they even have like a coffee flavored one. I haven't tried those yet, but really, really good. With the full liquid diet, you can have coffee. They want you to have decaf coffee. However, you are allowed with Dr. Smith's program 2 cups of regular coffee as long as it's using low fat cream or milk, low fat milk, almond milk or whatever, and some type of artificial sweetener. So if you do take sweetener in your coffee, it needs to be Splenda or some type of artificial sweetener. So no sugar. And so some of the examples I have or what I've been doing is like the Campbell's cream of chicken soup. And then you still want to follow the guidelines, even though this is not a protein supplement. You still want to try to follow the guideline of the less than 5 grams of fat and 15 grams of carbohydrates, and try to get as much protein as you can. So let's say, for instance, this Campbell's Healthy Choice, it has 2.5 grams of total fat, and it's got 9 grams of carbohydrates. So it fits within the guidelines. It only has 2 grams of protein, but we're getting our protein from the protein supplement. So that's that. The only thing with these soups, okay, is they do have a very high sodium content. So this can is 2.5 servings. One serving is 410 milligrams of sodium. So when you triple that, that's a lot of salt. Now, they have not necessarily said to, restrict your salt intake when they were talking about the diet. However, I know personally I wouldn't want that much salt, so you kind of have to get creative. Maybe make your own soups if you can. That will always be good to do. Just making sure you're staying within the guideline. Now, the 15 grams total carbohydrates, 5 grams of total fat, that's per serving. So even though this can of soup has 2.5 servings on it, as long as it meets the guidelines per serving, you can have the entire can of soup, as long as each serving meets that guideline. So you don't want to get a can of soup that doesn't meet the guideline and then it's 3 servings of that. So per serving, make sure it meets the guideline. Also, they want you to have anywhere between 60 to 80 grams of protein or more. So unless you have any renal issues, any kidney issues where you have to watch your protein intake specifically, then you can have a little bit more protein than that. So like the Premier Protein is 30 grams of protein. So 2 of those really gets me into the 60 grams of protein. However, I've been living off of these Premier Protein shakes because that's all I can have. So I can have a protein shake for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So that's 90 grams right there. And then if I'm hungry again, I might drink another shake. So that's a total of 4 shakes at 120 grams of protein, but that's okay. I don't have any renal issues, And of course, it's not something that I'll be doing forever, but I will still be able to safely consume that protein shake. And that is something that I discussed with the nutritionist to make sure. So in the full liquid diet, protein is definitely key. In addition to all of this, you want to make sure that you are consuming your 64 ounces of liquids as well. That's really easy to do on the liquid diet because your Jello counts as liquid, your soups count as liquid, and then of course your protein shake is going to count as a liquid. But you still want to get your 64 ounces of water in because you need to have that every single day, even after surgery. So that's pretty much it with the full liquid diet. You are allowed yogurt. I forgot to mention that. You can have yogurt. It just has to be a low-fat yogurt. Let me see what they put specifically with the yogurt. So light, no sugar added yogurt, ones that closely meet the label guidelines of the 15 grams of total carbohydrates, 5 grams of total fat. So Dannon Light and Fit, Dannon Activia Light, Chobani Greek 0% no fat plain or vanilla yogurt, Stonyfield plain blueberry vanilla, or the Icos Greek yogurt. I can't pronounce that, but you know, that Greek yogurt, or even the Great Value brand yogurt, as long as it is, what's a gnat in here, as long as it's the no sugar added or light sugar, low fat yogurt, you can have it as long as it meets the guidelines of the 15 grams of total carbohydrates and 5 grams or less fat. So, if you can have yogurt, I'm sure you can have ice cream, right? Now, I know what you're thinking. Why would you have ice cream if you're on this whole path to a new life? However, I'm not talking ice cream. I'm not talking Haagen-Dazs. I'm talking Halo Top. And let me tell you, this has been an absolute lifesaver. So, this whole pint of ice cream, the whole pint of ice cream is 280 calories. Okay? Now, of course, like all ice creams, this one pint is 4 servings, but the whole pint is 280 calories. Therefore, it's only 70 calories per serving. We're not looking at calories right now. We're looking at the nutritional guidelines. But, you know, that caught my eye. I was like, oh, let me look at the nutritional guidelines with this. So the guidelines for Halo Top ice cream is, or the guidelines period, remember, 15 gram carbohydrate, less than 5 grams of total fat per serving. So in this, it's 14 grams total carbohydrate, 2 grams of fat per serving. So your Halo Top ice cream is well within the guideline that I have been given. So with that being said, on those rough days of your full liquid only, full liquid, not clear liquid, full liquid diet, it wouldn't kill you to have, you know, a couple of servings of this while everybody's eating their delicious dinner, their chicken and ribs and all that good stuff, and you're sitting up there struggling. Go ahead and take this out and indulge a little bit. You'll be okay because it fits within the guideline. Don't eat 10 of them, but you know, eat half a pint or eat a whole pint on a really bad day. It still fits within the guideline. So that's the full liquid diet. Tomorrow, I will start my clear liquid diet, and I will essentially be on that diet for 6 total days. And really, there's not much that comes with the clear liquid diet. You can have coffee and tea with sweetener, no cream, So black coffee and sweetener, which I'm okay with. You can have tea, of course, no milk in your tea, no protein shakes. So during the clear liquid phase, no protein. So essentially you're just going to be eating your chicken broth or your beef broth or your vegetable broth. Another cheat is your sugar-free popsicles. All right. So it's sugar-free popsicles, and 3 of these is 1 serving, 11 grams of carbs, 0 total fat. Okay. And 3 of those are 1 serving. So if you need to eat 6 of them to kind of get through, they count as your liquid, and it's a clear liquid. The nutritionist did say to kind of veer away from the reds and sharp colored ones so that when they're in surgery and your stomach is different colors, they're not concerned that you have a health issue. Your sugar-free Jell-O, which I do not like. So I have these, and I've had like 1 or 2, and they're, to me, disgusting. I think if it wasn't the sugar-free one, it might be better, but I don't like these, so I won't be eating that. So basically tomorrow and the days after surgery will just be my chicken broth, beef broth, vegetable broth, and popsicles. And of course, you know, tons and tons and tons of water. And it has to be non-carbonated beverages, because it's been shown to carbonated beverages will stretch your stomach because of the bubbles. So we're not to have any carbonated beverages. Now, sounds very, very boring, and that's okay, because it's just a short period of time. And again, you will lose a lot of weight doing this, and it's just a short period of time. From what I've been told, it will get better once I have the surgery, because my stomach won't be, you know, the size that it is now. So I'll be able to deal with the small amount of food a lot better. So I'm really looking forward to that, because like I said, these last 7 to 8 days have been really, really hard. It did get better, but not a lot better. It just got a little bit better, and it's really hard because, like I said, I'm in here hiding in my room doing this video in our bedroom, because, you know, my husband and kids are out there eating really, really good, and I have to sit in here, and I'm very upset about that. So I just said I'll go ahead and film this video. But let me just go over my little calendar that they gave me. So my surgery is on a Tuesday. So they gave me a calendar pretty much listing how I have to eat for pretty much 8 weeks, it seems like. A little bit, let me see. Yeah, 8 weeks, 7 to 8 weeks. So the day before surgery, clear liquid. And then surgery day, of course, will be clear liquid. And then 4 days after surgery will be a clear liquid diet. Then for 7 days after that, I'll come back to this full liquid diet. All right. So really, we're talking about almost 3 weeks of not masticating food, but just drinking it. So, I mean, you can imagine it's not fun, okay? Okay, so then after the full liquid, we're going to move to the soft food stage. And I have my little book here that they gave us, the nutritionist gave us, and I'll go over what the soft food consists of. Oh, and the one thing I wanted to mention, with the full liquid diet, and this is crazy, but you know, this is what you have to do. You're not allowed any vegetables, and that's really hard, especially when you're drinking all this protein. You will become constipated. I have become constipated from not being able to have any vegetables, any fiber to bring that down. And you would think if you're drinking all these liquids, you really shouldn't have any constipation. Well, you do. And one of the suggestions was to take Colace or a stool softener to help with the constipation. So, that's part of it too. Make sure you talk with your doctor prior to doing anything on your own. Talk to your doctor, talk to your nutritionist to see if it's okay for you to do that. But yeah, there's no meat allowed. There's no grains, rice, butters, oils, any of that, and no vegetables. The only sweets or desserts you can have is your sugar-free popsicle or your sugar-free Jello or your sugar-free yogurt, or in my case, my Halo Top. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Okay, so then we move to the soft food diet, and that's where you get to eat a little bit more. So you're going to continue with your Crystal Light or your sugar-free drinks. No carbonated beverages, no alcohol. Those are considered your distressful foods. And in this phase, you're going to want to portion yourself very well and time yourself. You shouldn't be eating very fast. Gradually increase as you go. Okay. You can have your low-fat cream soups, broths, bouillon, and now you can have egg drop soup, which will be very exciting. I'll be able to add some egg drop soup, which I love, from the Chinese restaurant. You can have regular cream soup, and you can have soups with meat in the soft food diet. You cannot drink 30 minutes before meals. You are allowed some so you can have soup with meat. Then you can have cooked cereals, mashed potatoes without any skins, grits, cream of wheat. So you don't want to consume any more than 2 to 3 ounces of soft food per meal. Vegetables, you can have soft cooked, non-fibrous vegetables, and they have to be cooked until they're really, really mushy. Pretty much baby food is the consistency we're looking at. You cannot have whole vegetables or raw vegetables in this phase. You want to do your protein first, and then you move into your vegetables. Okay. And let me go back with the soft food. When I said you can have meat, you can't. I was wrong. It's with your soups where it said soup with meat. No, that's in the distressful food category. So whatever is in red is your distressful food category. So you can't have those. So I take back the regular cream soup and the soup with meat. You can't have that. But with the vegetables, yes, you can have soft cooked non-fibrous vegetables, and with the soup you can have the egg drop soup. Okay. Fruits, which I'm looking forward to, you can have unsweetened applesauce, bananas, and unsweetened canned fruit, but you can't have any raw fruit with peels, seeds, or hulls. And then, with the banana, you might want to be careful because you might have some constipation already from, just being on the liquid diet and, all of that. You probably want to steer away from the bananas because that can kind of bulk up a little bit on you. No meat. No meat. And then you can have low-fat cottage cheese, eggs, yogurt, and low-fat cheese. So you can have soft low-fat cheese. I'm so excited about that. So they're like your mozzarella, string cheese type stuff. You can have that as long as it's low-fat. You can't have any gum because it increases the stimulation of the gastric, juices, digestive juices, and it's not recommended with the first few weeks of surgery. So again, it might be a little tough. I know it's going to be tough for me, but after paying all this money for the surgery, I'm going to do it. So a sample of a soft diet would be 1 boiled egg, 1 ounce of string cheese, and a 4-ounce protein shake for breakfast. And the protein shake will be an hour later because all liquids have to be consumed 30 minutes to an hour after you've eaten whole food, and vice versa. 1 hour before eating foods, you can't drink anything. Then a snack, you can have 3 to 4 ounces of yogurt that meets the guidelines. Lunch, you can have about 1/4 of a cup of pinto beans and low-fat cheese. Snack will be low-fat cottage cheese, and then 30 minutes to an hour later, protein shake. Supper will be the reduced cream soup, and then 1/2 ounce of steamed carrots. And then for snack, you can have sugar-free pudding made with fat-free skim milk, or a 4-ounce protein shake. Now, what I've been told is that that's a lot of food. You probably won't be able to eat it all. So that's the whole, soft foods. So after doing the soft food diet for approximately 14 days doing that, then you move to a semi-regular diet, okay? Your semi-regular diet is everything from your clear liquid to your full liquid to your soft liquid, and then now you can add soft cooked vegetables instead of like the pureed steamed mush vegetables. You still can't have any fresh fruits, but you can still have the soft canned fruits. But here in the semi-regular diet, your addition will be your meat. So at this point, you can have your ground lean meat, your fish or poultry, your reduced fat creamy peanut butter, chopped tofu, yogurt, and eggs. So I'm really looking forward to that phase because I have not had any chicken, salmon, or anything like that. So now, after your soft diet phase for 14 days, you can move into your semi-regular diet. Your semi-regular diet includes everything from your clear liquid phase all the way up to now, and the only thing pretty much you're adding is meat. So now at this point you can add your ground turkey, ground beef, lean meat, so your ground lean meats, fish, you can add that, your poultry, your breast, chicken breast. You can have reduced fat creamy peanut butter, no nuts or anything in the peanut butter, chopped tofu, yogurt, and actual eggs. I'm looking forward to that. And now, what if you're tired of drinking like protein shakes? You're tired of the milk protein, you're tired of all of that. You don't want that. They do offer different types of clear proteins, and like this one by Nectar, I haven't tried it yet, but they were selling these at our support group for like $1 or whatever. So I bought a couple of different ones, and this is like a kiwi flavor. And so this is a clear liquid protein with a strawberry kiwi flavoring to it. So you could just add this to your water. You still get your protein. This pack right here has a total of 23 grams of protein. So, you could shake this up in some water, and, you've got your protein there. All right. So after the semi-regular diet, and you'll do this for, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 14 days. Then you move into your regular diet. You won! Ta-da! You move into your regular diet where you start your new lifestyle. And so they suggest that you gradually transition to regular food as far as texture goes. So you're not going to change your portion sizes. They're going to be small. You want to stay within a certain few ounces per meal, but you will, your texture you can gradually move to that. And the main reason for this, step process is with the sleeve, you've essentially stapled off 80% of your stomach. And you don't want to be forcing food down that little pouch. You kind of need to get to know your new stomach. And so if you do too much too fast, you can puncture, the staples that they have stapled off. And it's not like live staples like you see on your desk, but I mean, it's been clamped off, and so you don't want any leaking or anything to occur because you've kind of overdid it with the food. So that's why you need to gradually, from what it's been explained, that's why we need to gradually move into our meals, and we go through these different phases. But once we get to that 6th to 7th week mark, then we can gradually start transitioning to regular foods, and then we'll stay within that guideline of 15 grams of total carbs, 5 grams of total fat or less per serving. Okay. So you'll be very surprised to see all the health foods out there. It was a trip trying to go and grocery shop and find healthy foods to eat that are marked healthy foods, but they don't fit these guidelines. Slim Fast does not fit the guideline. Ensure, Boost, Glucerna, those do not fit the guideline. So make sure that you're not just going off of the label name brand, but you're actually you're turning the product over to the back and you're looking at the carbs and the total grams of fat. Okay? But listen, if I have been able to stick to this 7-day full liquid diet with all the headaches and the anger and the frustration and the going off on my husband for eating ribs in front of me, and feeling grumpy and all of that, knowing that there is something in the end to benefit from, then you can do it too. So just hang in there. Like I said, I am just documenting as I go, and hopefully you can look back at this and laugh and be like, oh my gosh, I remember when you were going through that, but look at where you're at now. So I'm really just looking forward. I'm looking at the big picture. Okay, I'm looking ahead. I'm looking at the big picture, and I am saying that I'm doing all of this, and I'm remembering why I'm doing it. Okay, so wish me luck, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.